Hello, fans of all ages. This is indeed the Ryan Moore Show, coming to you live from Studio A here at Ramapo.
Whoa.
What?
East to the East now, man. I'm
Oh,
here,
yeah.
man.
Oh, you're here.
Try that again.
All right.
Try that again.
Hold on.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Hello, fans of all ages. We are indeed the Beasts of the East. Ryan Amoric and Scott Thompson coming to you live from Studio A here at Ramapo College of New Jersey in Mahwah, New Jersey on WRPR 90.3 FM. Thank you for tuning in on this Thursday, September 10th. It's currently 4:55 here in Mahwah, New Jersey. And Scotty T, welcome.
I made it.
You
I told
made
you
it?
I'd be here.
All right, we are the Beasts of the East. You've heard me on the airwaves before. I'm Ryan Warwick. My new partner, Scott Thompson, just transferred here from Madawan. Scott, how do you feel right now? You
I'm
pumped?
feeling great. You know, I was at Brookdale for the past 2 years, working hard, and, you know, I knew I was going to come here. So let's get into it. Let's go.
Sweet. All right, we got a big show for you today. We got a lot of Giants talk. We got a lot of Jets talk. And the Mets are in first place. Yankees and Blue Jays starting a big 4-game set tonight in the Bronx. But we are going to start off with the New York Football Giants, considering that tonight is indeed the NFL kickoff. The Steelers are taking on the Patriots tonight in New England. So first things first with the New York Giants. Their offensive line is terrible. They have a ton of questions. I went to training camp early, and they looked all right, but that's also because they have a terrible defensive line. But with this O-line, Scott, their running game's going to suffer. Eli's going to drop back on every single play. So we all know you need a good O-line to succeed. I mean, look at Dallas. They had not Darren McFadden, what's his name, DeMarco Murray, who went off last year because of that O-line.
Absolutely. And if you watch anything, they would say that, you know, the offensive line for Dallas last year was definitely crucial and is maybe even the reason why DeMarco Murray had such a breakout season. But the Giants' O-line is not even close to what the Cowboys were last year. They're getting stopped on runs, 3rd and 1s, even 4th and 1s when they're trying for it. So they need to make an adjustment quick before they start dropping in the start of the season.
And even though that O-line might be terrible, Shane Vereen is going to be a very good pickup. They've got a good West Coast offense running back. Shane Vereen's going to get those little dump-offs, especially when Eli is dropping back and the O-line collapses on him. Vereen is going to be there a lot of the time. He's going to get a lot of receptions in the backfield.
That's exactly what he's there for, those screens, those trick plays, and even he's a good runner. From what you've seen, the Patriots have been, they're tricky, and they would run him sometimes when you think that he's going to, drop back and pass. So he's a double threat in that, but you can make sure that he will catch the balls. He doesn't have a lot of drops, so he's definitely a great pickup for the Giants, who are suffering when it comes to a game that's supposed to be there as the running game.
And on top of that, the running game isn't bad. You have Rashad Jennings, who's going to be the starter, and then you have Shane Vereen, and then you have the power back in Andre Williams. Is it the earth, wind, and fire that we saw in Jacobs, Bradshaw, and Derek Ward?
Yeah.
No, but it's something, and Vereen is obviously a huge improvement. When Rashad Jennings is healthy, the guy can play. He's a big back, and then you have Andre Williams, who can be a touchdown machine.
Yeah, they both worked hard on the offseason. I follow both Williams and Jennings on Instagram, and constant videos. You could see Rashad and Andre got bigger. Their speed's picking up a little bit, so they're really settling in the back. It's just making sure that they have blocks.
Now, another bad thing about this team, another big question, heading into training camp was the secondary. They had a bad secondary. The only two corners were Rogers Kamari and Kamara. You can rely on those guys, but they're not studs like Revis and Sherman and so on and so forth. And then they had no safety. Antra Roll gone. They worked out Stevie Brown. I think he got cut. And then to make matters worse, every starting safety, I feel like, got hurt. So this team, they're going to have to put up a lot of points if they want to win football games.
Absolutely. And they picked up, who did they pick up? Craig Dahl?
Yeah, something like that.
He was part of the one of the Giants' Super Bowls. But their secondary looked so good before the preseason started. And it was just, the trading up for Landon Collins' pick, which was a great pick.
Great.
And, hopefully he can come back, hopefully to give him a chance to maybe make a push in the playoffs. But looking at it right now, some of these guys are going to have to step up if they want to solidify a spot in the East, and make a real run at this, because right now it's just woeful.
Ryan Morrick and Scott Thompson on the air on WRPR 90.3 FM, the Beast of the East. Feel free to call in at 201-825-1234. That's the number. It's 201-825-1234. Sticking with the bad defense, they have no defensive line. I mean, writers are high on guys like Robert Ayers and possibly Colin Jenkins, but Colin Jenkins is getting old. Robert Ayers has not proven himself yet, and they haven't had a legitimate defensive end since their Super Bowl run. OC is no longer with us anymore. The days of, obviously, guys like Michael Strahan are long gone. They haven't had a legit defensive end since Jason Pierre-Paul's rookie year, and we don't even know what he's going to do. I predicted back in July or August, I had a feeling that he might have played his last down as a New York Giant. Things are looking a little better now, but he took a physical, now he had to go back. So this defensive line, another big question for this New York Giants defense.
Yeah, they recently picked up Lewis Nix from the Texans. He wasn't that bad with the Texans. I mean, there is room to improve there. But, like I said, with the secondary, someone's going to have to step up. Someone's going to have to lead this defensive line because, Eli can only do so much on the offensive side. He can't keep, having 5-6 play drives and have him go right back on the field. So someone's going to have to put in the stops. Someone's going to have to put in the work. And hopefully maybe the linebacker core that is pretty solid this year.
If Beeson's healthy, which is another question every single week.
Yeah, actually, what did I just see?
I saw something about Beeson.
Beeson missed practice today. Still hopes to play. He said, trust me, I don't want to miss Dallas.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, his knee is hurt right now. So, hopefully it's all questionable, and there's a lot of questions right now, but, hopefully someone can step up and make plays on both sides of the ball.
Now, my big question about Pierre-Paul, how will he perform? My big questions, I should say. How will he perform, and how will he be received? I think he'll be received very well. Despite that he's had some off years in the past, he's still the defensive leader of this team, in the locker room, on the field. He's their best defensive player probably on the roster, without a doubt the best lineman on the roster. So people are going to look up to him. He's going to be received very well. Besides Eli and Victor Cruz, I'm pretty sure he is the highest tenured Giant. Am I right?
I think so, yes.
I think there are only five Giants from the Super Bowl team still on this team still. Besides Zach DeOssie and Eli, but besides them, Pierre-Paul is the highest tenured Giant. So I think he's going to be received very well. His performance, I'm not sure. He hasn't, from what we know, he hasn't had football activity in who knows how long.
Yeah. I might have to disagree with you a little bit on being received well. I might think it might be 50-50 because, like you said, he is a leader of this squad. And to me, if he wanted to be a leader, I understand he's embarrassed about what happened, to him. But you got to understand that, again, he's a leader, and people are going to look up to him to come back. And, he was here, he did his physical, and he just abruptly left. If that's my defensive captain, if that's my defensive leader, when I see him in the locker room and he's back and takes a physical, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Like, he's going to be back. I'm going to be standing by your side, and then he just leaves. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of uncertainty with him.
There is.
His mind, and I don't blame him. His mind is on 40 different other things. How he's probably talking about the same things we are. How is he going to perform? But to me, I just feel like the process of the painful having to pull strings and Tom Coughlin and Mara trying to figure out really what's wrong with him in the beginning. I don't know. I just feel like it's 50-50 because in my head I feel like he could have taken this situation and, made it a positive and, try to think about, he still has a job and everything. So
Let's go into some positives. I mean, the New York Giants offense, they have a couple of holes. Like we mentioned before, the offensive line, pretty terrible. But their weapons are extraordinary. Absolutely. Eli Manning arguably had the best year of his career without a playoff appearance last year. He threw for about 4,500 yards. He threw 14 interceptions. He was well over 30 touchdowns last year. And that was his first year in the West Coast offense. I'm expecting a lot of big things from Eli Manning this year. And especially with Cruz, hopefully he's going to come back soon healthy. Odell, you assume, is fully healthy now. You have Ruben Randall going from the 2 to the 3 receiver role, which is huge. Ruben Randall was just short of 1,000 receiving yards last year. Not a lot of people know that. And honestly, he's not much of a 2 receiver. He's the 3 receiver, especially behind Odell and Cruz. So Eli, I'm expecting big things out of Eli Manning.
Absolutely. His QB rating last year was a 92.1. He had 30 TDs compared to 14 interceptions, which from Eli the season before in 2013, 18 and 27. That's awful. But he really had a bounce back year, and I know he's going to go head on it into this season. Cruz and Odell. I don't know about you, but I'm so ready to see how they produce this year. The chemistry looks great between them, and they're just playmakers. And again, with the whole running back trio, we got Jennings, Williams, and Vereen. It's just the offense itself looks great, but it's again, we have those questions. So hopefully that these big guys, these playmakers, can make plays when it counts.
All right, I'm going to give you the game, and then just tell me win or loss.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to predict We're going to try to predict the Giants' record at Cowboys this Sunday.
I say loss.
Loss. Week 2, home against the Falcons.
Win.
1-1. Week 3, Thursday night, home against the Skins.
Win.
2-1. Week 4 at the Bills.
That's tough.
I'm going to go loss on that.
I'm going to go loss on that too.
All right, 2-2. Week 5, Sunday night, home against the Niners. Win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Week 6, Monday night at Philly.
That's going to be a great game. We should go, but
Loss. All right, 3-3. October 25th, Week 7, Sunday, 4:25 game, home against Dallas.
Win, I think.
They're going to split.
I think
you have to assume they're going to split with Philly and Dallas, but sweep Washington. Week 8 at New Orleans.
I think that's a win, actually. I do. I think Jimmy Graham's going to be a big loss to Drew Brees. And
he is.
Even though the secondary is a little rough, maybe they'll make pushes by then, and hopefully everyone solidifies a spot. So I'm going to say win.
All right, I'm going loss on that. So what do we have? You have 5-3, I have 4-4.
Yeah.
Week 9 at Bucks, 4:00. I'm going win on that.
I'm going win on that too.
All right. Week 15, home against the Pats.
Loss.
The Giants play well against the Pats, but I mean, who knows?
We'll get into Tom Brady and the Pats later.
Oh, yeah. Week 12 at Washington.
No, win.
Win.
Yeah.
Week 13, home against the Jets.
Win.
That's tough.
You hear me?
We got George in the studio. He's a big Jet fan.
Yeah.
He's probably not
You
that
hear me,
right now.
George?
Week 14 at Miami.
I say loss.
Loss.
I say loss. Jarvis Landry this preseason has been great.
Yep. Week 15, home against Carolina.
Win.
Week 16 at Vikings.
Win.
Week 17 at Eagles. Can they really go on a 3-game win streak?
I don't know. The Vikings going to be hard.
The Giants are a 6-10 team or 10-6 team. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You give or take 2 games.
That's what we've seen the past couple of years too.
All right, moving New York football teams. We just got an update. Giants and Eli Manning finalizing a 4-year, $84 million extension.
Woo-hoo.
So
I like that.
I heard that they wanted to get a contract in.
Yeah.
Thanks to our buddy Brandon, big Giant fan, also in the studio with us. We got George and Brandon are like the Ruco of the Michael K.
Yeah.
They're like the Skippies.
Yeah.
They're the Skippies.
They're great.
That's what they are. All right, we got Jets talk. The Jets, they look besides the quarterback position, they look a lot more promising than the New York Giants. And we're going to start with their big moves in the offseason. Darrelle Revis, Antonio Cromartie, great players, great chemistry. Obviously, it can't hurt. Darrelle Revis, I think, is the best cornerback in the game. So it's that simple.
These two guys, they wanted to be back, and they are back. So they have something to prove this season.
I mean, we said they had a great defense last year, and they boosted it. They got Leonard Williams. Sheldon Richardson, if and when he comes back, it's going to be that much better. And then when you have Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie, those guys have such good – I'm a big advocate in chemistry. And on top of that, they're great players. They are great players. They made this defense from arguably a BP plus to an A plus defense.
Yeah, absolutely. They've even shown in the preseasons from the time that they've been on the field, the limited time. Cromartie, Revis shut down as always. Leonard Williams and Sheldon Richardson making a push. Is Richardson still will be suspended for the first couple of games, right?
Richardson, 4 games?
4 games.
4 games.
But I don't.
If I make eye contact with you,
Yeah.
you can talk. If I make eye contact with you,
Yeah.
you can talk.
But yeah, I don't see that it being a threat as much. But I think that the defense is going to do well, and also with their offense, I don't think that Fitz is going to be bad. And Ryan, want to talk about that a little bit?
If the Jets had Eli Manning, they are favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Well, absolutely.
Well, they don't have Eli Manning. They have whatever you just said, Ryan Fitzgerald. Is that his name?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah, same thing. That's what I said. I don't know. It's either Fitz is going to take away from the team, or the rest of the team is going to outweigh what we're assuming is going to be poor quarterback play. So
He hasn't done bad in the preseason. He's making his throws. You don't see him and his wide receivers off key. From what I see, he's doing pretty well right now. But
what is that? Oh, that's this thing. This thing's making weird noises.
oh wow,
All right, try to ignore that because I really have no idea how to turn that off. But we'll try to ignore it as much as possible.
anyway,
Think about it though. Oh, we got a caller calling in. Hold on really quickly. Hold on. Hello, who is this? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me turn your. Hello, who is this?
Anthony, how you doing, man? This is actually my cousin Anthony. Anthony, what's up, man? Tonight's Patriots-Steelers game. We were actually just about to get into that, so that's a good transition into that. Patriots-Steelers tonight. Tom Brady.
Pats. Without question.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady's looking good. He's going to come in with the fires of hell at the back of him. This Deflategate, as me and Ryan have talked a lot, is completely overblown, in my opinion. And I don't think he deserved what he was given in the offseason, but it's past him now. I know he's not going to be thinking about that tonight. He's probably been at the stadium since 8 o'clock this morning, throwing balls.
Oh, yeah.
So I think definitely Pats tonight. Steelers do have a good team. Ben Roethlisberger.
Steelers are without Le'Veon Bell and Martavis Bryant, though.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to have to rely on Antonio Brown and Ben to definitely make a push out of the pocket as he always does. But I think it's definitely going to be Pats tonight.
Scotty's cousin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. All right, Ant. Yeah.
All right, Anthony, thanks a lot for the call. You're the first.
You're the first caller.
You're the first non-guest to ever call in. So thank you very much for the phone call and thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later. All right, take care, man. So yeah, I mean, Pats. I think it's Pats, no question. We talked about it off the air this morning. Brady gets pumped up for any game whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now he's off his suspension, and now he's hyped up.
Off
It's
his
opening
suspension,
night.
yeah,
Off suspension, opening night. Everything is going his way.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? You want to go into Week 1 predictions?
We got to go week 1 predictions. Hold on, let me. Google.com.
Oh, wait. I think we should do the Jets predictions first.
Jets predictions first. All right, hold on. Now I gotta
Go back a little
All right.
bit.
Well, week 1, Cleveland.
Week 1 Cleveland, that's a nice solid win.
That's a W. Week 2 is against the. Who is it? George, do you know?
Ooh,
It's at Indianapolis. Loss.
At Indianapolis, yeah, loss.
Home against Philly.
Win. I'm gonna say win.
I don't know. That's tough.
I'm gonna say win.
I'll go win on that. Week 4, loss. Well, it's going to be a loss. At Dolphins.
At Dolphins.
It's not at Dolphins. It's in London.
It's in London. Still loss.
All right, still a loss. Home against the Redskins.
Win.
At New England.
Win. I'm pulling the upset. Don't smack me.
They're probably going to split, so they got to win one of those games. And
Yeah.
they play better at New England
It makes no
than
sense.
they do in
It makes no
MetLife
sense,
against New
but
England.
yeah.
At Oakland. That game, since you think they're going to be the Patriots, they're probably going to lose to the Raiders.
I'm gonna still say win.
All right, win. Home against the Jaguars.
A win. That would be a 4-game win streak.
Home against the Buffalo on Thursday night. Rex Ryan's return.
Loss. George is putting up the W in the back. George, you won't ever even be a W. Can't always
I
be a
am
W.
going to go W. I think that Jets defense
All
can
right,
stop the
I'm
run
gonna say
game.
loss.
At Houston, I'm going to go loss.
Loss at Houston?
Yeah,
Depends on what Brian Hoyer does in the beginning, but
that's true.
I'm gonna go win.
Home against Miami
We said they lost in Miami, right?
in London.
They in London, yeah, they got a split.
We'll give them a split. At Giants, we said that's a loss. Home against Tennessee.
Win.
At Dallas.
Loss.
All right, I see that. Home against the Pats.
I said they were gonna win.
We'll go loss on that.
Yeah.
All right, good split. And then Week 17 at Buffalo.
At Buffalo, they win. So I have them right now. What is that? 10-6 again. 10-6.
Another team that can be
10-6 can definitely be 11-5, maybe even 12-4.
Even last year, what people don't realize about the Jets, I might be the only person who realizes this, but the Jets were actually really close to being 6-10, 7-9 Remember, they had that one stretch where they played the Packers, the Lions, the Bears. They had a couple of games in a row where they only lost by a touchdown. They were down to their final drive, and then they lost it. And the game against New England, Nick Folk missed a 58-yard field goal. It actually got blocked. So they're this close to being a 7-9, 8-8 team last year.
Yeah.
I think they were very underrated last year.
Absolutely. Being a Giants fan, I don't focus, much on the Jets. But this year, I can't help but to, see what this team can do because they have all the stops. And I mean, I said this in the preseason. Rex Ryan was praying for this team, and But I think that Todd Bowles is going to do a great job with this team this year, and hopefully, when Geno comes back, this team will definitely have a good push to the playoffs because I know he's going to be coming back head on too.
That's it for the Jets. That's it for the Giants. Here we go with our Week 1 prediction. We should keep track of this. Let's do a little
Week 1
scoreboard.
Oh, okay.
Like Howie, Michael, Bill,
Okay.
Shannon, Chris.
Too bad we got Ryan, Scott, Brandon,
and George. Brandon and George are going to get
All right,
in
here
on
we
this
go.
also.
Here we go.
All right.
What we got? Well, we'll talk about
right.
tonight's game. Who's
Steel-
everyone got?
All right. I got Pats over the Steelers. Brandon.
Give me Pats.
Wait, hold on. Say that again. Your mic was off.
Yeah, I'll
Put
take the
my
Pats.
mic on!
I'll take the Pats.
God.
We need that soundbite. All right, Brandon's going Pats.
I'll go Pats.
George is going
Pats by double digits.
double digits. All right, I see
And,
that.
yeah.
What
Everyone
was
Pats all the way through.
What was the line, Brandon?
That was a 7.
Brandon is
Pats.
our Vegas expert.
Yep.
So if you want gambling advice, talk to him. Packers at Chicago. Packers.
Packers.
Give me the Pack also.
Packers.
Chiefs at Texans.
Give me the Texans.
Texans are home.
Chiefs.
Chiefs for George.
I'll go Texans.
I'm gonna go Texans too.
Browns at Jets. Jets.
Jets.
Consensus Jets pick, I believe.
Jets.
Jets.
Colts at Bills. I'm going Colts.
Colts.
Bills.
Bills.
All right. Dolphins at Skins. Dolphins.
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 Panthers at Jags.
Give me the Jags.
All right. That's actually
That
not a bad
actually
pick.
isn't a bad pick.
Jags.
George
right.
says Jags. I'm gonna say Panthers.
All right. Seahawks at Rams.
Seahawks.
Yeah, give
It's
me the
going to be a
Hawks.
close game, but I'll
Closer than people expect. Give me the Hawks.
No.
because the Rams defensive line can hold Marshawn Lynch.
Yes.
They're very good. The Rams are very underrated, but I'm going to go Seahawks anyway. Saints at Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals in that one.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals also.
I'm gonna take the Saints.
I have high feelings on the Cardinals this year.
I'm gonna take
Tough.
the Saints.
Cardinals.
Lions at Chargers.
Give me the Chargers. Teams don't usually play well when they travel out west.
Right. Good point.
Okay.
I do like the Lions offense, though. How's the Chargers D? Are they any good?
Defensive line, very good. Secondary, definitely a question.
Give me the Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions too.
Titans at Bucks. I can't wait to
Oh, I
watch that
cannot
game.
wait. Yeah.
Mariota
if,
versus
if you
Winston.
want to see this next generation, you better tune in for this game.
Oh yeah, without question. If you can.
I'm going to say Vincent Jackson to.
Huh? Bucks for me.
Yeah, Bucks. That's what I'm trying to say right now.
Bucks
Jesus.
for me.
Winston's the real deal.
Winston
Bucks.
to
I'm
Jackson.
going to go with the
all
Titans. I think the Titans are a better overall team.
That is a good point. I'm going Bucks up. Bengals at Raiders. Bengals.
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 All together now.
Oh,
Ravens at Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos. Payne's not getting beat on opening day.
Ravens.
Agreed. Did you say Ray
George, you said-
Rice?
I said Ravens.
I thought you said Ray
No.
Rice. I was like, what?
Harris
Giants and
making his
Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys.
I'm
Pains
going
me to say it.
I'm going Giants. You know what? I'm the Giants fan. I'm gonna be optimistic.
I do have a lot of faith in the Giants, though.
Nah, it's the Cowboys. It's definitely the Cowboys week 1.
Giants.
My professional.
That boy
prediction.
George. Way to put your differences.
Boy
aside.
George straight.
Boy George.
Come on.
What? I said Giants.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
you said
All right. Monday Night Football, first game, Eagles at Falcons. Give me the Falcons, please.
Eagles.
Ooh.
Oh, Eagles too.
What was that?
Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles too.
All right. Wow. I'm surprised. I'm the only Falcons guy.
What?
Eagles.
No one likes
Chip
it.
Kelly's
Chip
a
Kelly.
genius.
Chip Kelly.
Guy's a genius.
Sam Bradford, real
If
deal.
you ever need like a reason to say Eagles are winning, just say Chip Kelly, and then you just make whoever you're talking with look stupid. Vikings at 49ers.
Give me the Vikings. Teddy Bridgewater looks real this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Vikings.
I'm
too.
going to take the Vikings.
I'm going to take the 49ers.
You're gonna take the 49ers. Their
Yeah.
entire defense
Duh.
is gone.
I'm still taking
Scott, come on. Orioles? Come on, hit me with it.
Orioles, bro.
No.
Niners, bro.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Oh,
come on.
Jesus. My
Nice,
God.
I love
My
it.
God.
All right, here we go. We're going to keep track of that for the entire season. That's going to be a lot of fun. We should put a wager on that.
Speaking of
Maybe.
Orioles, man.
I don't know. I got to pick a Survivor
Betting that.
team also.
Anyway.
I don't know who I should pick.
Anyway.
Scotty T, you ready for this?
Update time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Ramapo Roadrunner updates. Men's soccer this weekend took home the President's Cup trophy on Sunday by taking down Elms College 5-1. They followed that up with a 3-0 victory against Purchase College Tuesday, improving to 3-0-1. Ryan Campbell with the hat trick. He has a team-high 6 goals on the year. Ramapo's men's soccer is back in action on Saturday when they travel to Willimantic, Connecticut to take on Eastern Connecticut. The women's soccer team took on New Paltz yesterday, winning 5-1 on Nani Vizcaíno's hat trick. Roadrunners moved to 3-0 on the season. Back in action on Sunday, they take on Centenary College here at Ramapo at 1 p.m. On to field hockey. They lost to Western Connecticut Tuesday, 3-0. They moved to 1-1 on the year. They are back in action on Saturday when they take on Marywood University on the athletic field turf here at Ramapo at 1. Women's tennis currently underway in Rutgers, Newark. Women's volleyball will take on Cairn University at the Bradley Center at 11 a.m. Saturday, followed by a game against Emmanuel College. It's a doubleheader. So on to pro updates. Mets had arguably their best series win in the last decade, all come from behind wins, sweeping the Nats. Last night, Kelly Johnson tied it up at 2 with a solo home run in the top of the 8th. 4 batters later, Yoenis Cespedes saved the day. Mets win the game 5-3 on Cespedes' 14th home run as a Met. They travel to Atlanta tonight for a 4-game set against the Braves, as the Braves have lost 24 of their last 29 games. Bartolo Colon, Shelby Miller on the bump tonight. Yankees lost rubber game against the Orioles last night. Stephen Drew with a costly error that led to 2 unearned runs. Orioles won 4-3. AL East, led by the Blue Jays, lost last night, so the Yankees stay at 1.5 games back of Toronto. And Toronto's in town tonight. Series starts 4-game series against Toronto in the Bronx. Tonight is Severino Price. That's going to be a great game.
Oh, yeah.
On to football news. Victor Cruz did not practice today. Still uncertain for the season opener in Dallas on Sunday night. Again, as we stated, Jason Pierre-Paul had a physical with the Giants. Flew home to South Florida, however, because according to Coughlin, he was not ready to play. The Giants have signed linebacker Jasper Brinkley, and they also signed Lewis Nix and cornerback Asa Jackson off of waivers earlier this week. The Jets added Chris Owasu again and placed D. Milliner on the short-term injured reserve. The Jets will take on the Browns on Sunday in the season opener. Games at 1 p.m. at MetLife Stadium. NFL season kicks off tonight with the Steelers. They will travel to New England without Le'Veon Bell and Martavius Bryant due to their suspension. And you know who's not suspended, Ryan?
Who?
Tom Brady.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, kickoffs at 8:30 tonight on NBC. They will also be hoisting up the banner for their recent Super Bowl victory.
Awesome. Can't wait.
So we will be back in a couple of seconds.
John, that was good, buddy. You're on commercial right now?
Yeah.
Do you have to be on commercial?
No.
You're
You
saying
should
break?
Yeah, take a break. How? 20. That was like 30. That was 30 minutes. You on good timing right now?
Very good.
Okay.
You got to keep track of those picks, man.
Did I say that too fast or no?
No, that was
yeah, it was very
perfect.
good. I thought so. So I gave you the knuckle pound before. Scott's hyped. This is his first time on
Is Cairn?
Scott, that was actually really good.
Cairn
I
University?
was very impressed.
The fuck's Cairn University?
I have no idea.
Oh, we have no idea. D3 colleges have the weirdest things of all time. No, D2 college have the weirdest things of all time.
All right, 15 seconds. I just realized we're recording on the laptop still, so when I post this on YouTube, people are actually going to hear me. That's a little awkward. It's all right.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Beast of the East, Ryan Morgan, Scott Thompson. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's the best song ever. Here we are, back here live from Studio A here at Ramapo College of New Jersey in Mahwah, New Jersey. I want to give Scotty T the applause on his first update. So hold on, wait, no, that's the wrong button. There we go, Scott.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Please hold it. Oh, you're too kind.
That's a machine, Scott.
Yeah, I know.
People actually aren't clapping.
I pictured it in my head.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So football talk over. We're going to talk about the team that's in first place in the National League East. That's
Uh-oh.
What team's in first?
What's that other team name? Oh,
George, what's the name?
Oh,
Brandon?
what is it?
I think it's the Mets.
Oh, it's the Mets!
Mets, baby.
It's the Mets, baby. 7 games ahead. And I got to tell you, it's Yoenis Cespedes. It's all about Yoenis Cespedes right now. You just heard on the clip that he had the game-winning home run last night. And we were all talking about this before the show started. He is a legitimate contender for the National League MVP.
I love him. You love him. We all love him. Quick stat. Yoenis Cespedes, since coming to the team is 26-11. He's just on fire right now, and that's not even a good way to put it. He's contributing in the field. He's contributing at bat, timely at bats. He's lifting the spirits of his other teammates. The chemistry is insane with these guys. Pitching, hitting, fielding, it's all there. And this is a great time to have it too, going into the playoff race.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Yoenis Cespedes has been unbelievable, and we know odds are he's going to be a rental. But you know what? Sandy Alderson doesn't care. The Wilpons, as bad of owners they are, they don't care. They want to win now, and
Yeah.
I thought they made a great trade. Zach Wheeler was the guy who was rumored to be traded for Cespedes. He was on the move for Carlos Gomez the night Wilmer Flores couldn't contain himself on the ball field. And the Mets won this trade, and they especially won this trade even if Cespedes is a whatever, even if he's a rental, even if he's not here for the 2016 season. He's the reason why the Mets have won this trade so far, because if Yoenis Cespedes, you put his numbers in a 162-game season, he has 162 RBIs, he has about 37 home runs. That's MVP numbers right there. The only thing that's going to stop him from winning MVP, though, is the fact that he was traded from an American League team to a National League team. Is this a legitimate argument? Let's say Yoenis Cespedes played in the National League before he got traded to the Mets for whatever team he was on. He gets traded to the Mets. Is he still a front runner? Well, is he the front runner for National League MVP? Because the reason why he's not going to win is because he went from American League to National League.
Yeah.
So
you're saying if he was there the whole time, or are you saying?
I'm saying, let's say he started the year off with another National League team.
And made. Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. You're still in the same league, in my opinion, but it really does make a difference.
Brandon, we talked about it before also. We said it on Twitter. I mean, I said it before. Cespedes is not an MVP because of that. What do you think? If he started with a National League team,
I think if he started with a National League team, it would be just as close between him and Harper. You look at both of their numbers, you can't be mad with
Right.
whichever one of them wins the league, whichever one wins MVP, because they're both having tremendous years. The only thing that separates them right now is that Cespedes is playing for a playoff team, and Bryce Harper is going to be watching the playoffs from at home. So I think if you're looking at it from that aspect, I think Cespedes deserves it. But when it comes down to it, Bryce Harper will probably be the NL MVP.
Let's be real, though. The title is most valuable player. Don't get me wrong. Bryce Harper is the reason why the Nationals are above 500 right now.
Just look at his numbers.
Look at his numbers. He's batting, what, 336? He has 35 home runs.
36 after last night.
I mean, the guy, he's having his career year. He was due to finally step it up and do something. And it stinks that the rest of his team isn't panning out. Zimmerman has not been what he was. Doug Fister got removed from the bullpen, removed from the rotation. Scherzer really hasn't done anything since the All-Star break. Let's be honest. Yeah. Ian Desmond has been a question mark. Ryan Zimmerman has been so-so. He's been their clutch hitter, though, for this season and really the last 5 seasons. Who else? Jason Worth has been abysmal.
Abysmal is the word. My cousin actually lives down in Washington right now, and he goes to the bars, and they just want to kill the Nats.
We got someone calling in. Caller, who are you? Where are you from? Hello, who's this? Hello?
No? All right.
Our first dropped caller.
Our first drop.
We got... Hold on. Nope, that's an apple. First drop caller. Clap it up. Clap it up.
Well, back to what I was saying.
I low-key think that she hung up because I'm not really looking at this because I'm not expecting callers, but...
Well, she said hello.
Yeah, right? Call back. Please, call back.
All right, anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about... we were talking about Jason Worth and how bad he was.
Jason Worth and how bad he was.
Yeah, Jason Worth and how bad he was. Yeah, he's awful this year, but just looking at both teams, the Mets on one side, everything's clicking. Players who may not have the numbers are producing when they need to, and the Nats are just giving away games left and right. And this isn't the time to do it.
George, we talked about it before. The reason why this is the first time the Mets have had a lead 7 games this late in the year since 2007. We all know the collapse. But the difference between this year and 2007 is because, first of all, this year's Mets team is a better team. Second of all, the team that won the division, the Phillies, we said before, they were a legitimately good ball club. The Nationals cannot play. So the Mets, I mean, I don't want to say because we've seen collapses. The Yankees lost a 7-game lead in 16 games back in July and August. But I think it's safe to say that this division is theirs.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they're going to blow it again. The Nationals can't put together that many wins in 20 games left. They'd have to go something like 15-5. And Bryce Harper is the offense by himself.
Yeah, exactly. And what was I just going to say? Like I said before, the Nationals are not good. They have Bryce Harper. They have Scherzer, who, like I said before, hasn't done much since the All-Star break. And that's it. That's it. The Nationals can't play baseball, and the Mets are a World Series contender. The Nationals can't compete with the Mets. The Nationals just got swept twice in a row, once at Citi Field, and then once in Washington. They can't compete.
There's your 7 games right there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, just right now, it's just really not looking good for the Nats. Honestly, I give up on them. I'm looking at the Mets. I'm looking at them charging head on into the playoffs, and being there since what? How long has it been?
2006.
They're ready, in my opinion. They might be young, but they're young. They're going to go head on to the playoffs, and I can't wait for it.
Now, real quick, let's look at the MLB standings really quickly because I want to see where the Mets stand. If the playoffs ended today, where would they be? They're leading the NL East by 7 games.
Which is huge.
The wild card is Pittsburgh and the Cubs, and there's really no question about it. Unless if Pittsburgh makes a comeback in the Central, but the 3 Central teams are going to make the postseason. The Dodgers are up by 8.5 games. So it's most likely going to be St. Louis versus Pittsburgh or Chicago.
Yeah.
Right now, the Dodgers are 2 games ahead of the Mets. So if the season ended today, the Dodgers would have home field against the Mets. So you have Kershaw and Greinke, DeGrom and Harvey. We'll get into Harvey in a moment. We have Syndergaard. They have Cologne, who is a veteran, but the guy somehow knows how to throw.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Neese, he's there when you need him sometimes. And now Steven Matz is back. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think the Dodgers' offense is a little bit overrated. The Mets have had the best offense, without a doubt. Well, I shouldn't say that. They have Toronto to go up against.
Oh, yeah.
But they've had one of the best offenses since the All-Star break. So, best of 5 series. Let's assume right now that Harvey is on his pitch limit with 60 pitches. Again, we'll get into that soon. Who wins that series?
I think the Mets can do it. And the Mets can do it on this one thing. If Harvey is set up to a pitch limit, in my opinion, the bullpen's going to be a key factor for this team to make a push. Me and George were talking about it the other day. Tyler Clippard pitches every single game if you look back.
He's exhausted.
He's exhausted, and he was getting a little banged up yesterday. But he's been putting in quality innings, and I think that's why Terry Collins is using him so much, is because it is kind of thin down there.
Right.
But between Clippard and Familia, if your starters, not saying 60 pitches, Harvey has to be throwing a lot just to go at least 6, maybe. But if you can get to Clippard and Familia, you're going to have a good chance to win if you're holding that lead. So I think the bullpen's going to be a very key factor for the Mets, no matter who they play when they make it to the playoffs.
And the Mets know how to win. I mean, they're on a 10-game road trip right now, but Washington is their best opponent. Mm-hmm. Right now, they're in Atlanta for 4 games. You heard it in the update. They've lost 24 of 29, and then they play Miami for 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I said before the series started that we're going to see a lot of the Mets, but I don't think that's true anymore because they swept at Washington, and we really found out that, I mean, the Mets did play very well. All 3 wins were come-from-behind wins. And, again, the Nationals are not good. Atlanta's not good. Miami's not good. But it is a 10-game road trip. Mm-hmm. So we know that the Mets can beat these bad teams, but can they beat these good teams? And you know what I think is going to be a huge hint at that?
Yeah.
Next week's series against the Yankees.
Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And the Yankees, who we're about to get into in a little bit, are also starting to click. And we'll find out what happens in that Toronto series. But they are clicking on all cylinders, too. So 2 teams, Subway Series again to finish off the season. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Speaking of the Yankees, we just got an update that the Yankees and Blue Jays game's actually postponed for tonight.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough. You're probably going to have to play a doubleheader because the Blue Jays don't come to the Bronx for the rest of the season.
No.
So we'll get into that in a moment because that's a big doubleheader coming up. Real quick, Matt Harvey, 60 pitch limit. Joe Girardi hit the nail on the head the other day. If you have a guy with innings limits, you have to sit him in April. Yep. So you don't have this question right now. Brandon has something to say, real quick.
No, I heard something on the radio earlier this week when I was driving about Matt Harvey, about the whole 60 pitches. Right now, he's the face of the Mets. When you go to a Mets game, you want to see Harvey pitch.
Yep.
And what Matt Harvey shows, he says he's the Dark Knight. He's a bulldog. He's supposed to want to pitch in these games in October.
And he's not afraid of anything.
Not afraid of anything. If you are truly the bulldog of this team, if you are truly the man of this team, you should come out right now and say on the air, I'm sorry that this is all happening. If there's a game in October and you need me to pitch, I will be there to pitch for this team. This is a win-now team, and I think they need to take it.
And you know what I think made it even worse? The article he wrote in the Players Tribune. Because he got Met fans all excited. He's saying, I'm going to pitch in October. Yeah. And then the news comes out 2 days later. Oh, wait, I'm only going to throw 60 pitches to start. If anything, he should be throwing 60 pitches now so you do save his arm for October. And even that's a bad idea because you have to win. I mean, they have a 7-game lead. They could be a little bit more lenient. They might skip Matt Harvey's start against the Yankees, which is a good idea depending on what the Nationals do in the next couple of games. Yeah. So, I mean, Girardi said it. I mean, you don't think about it. You don't say to yourself, okay, let's sit him in April so we can throw him safely in September and October. I mean, I'm the only one in the world who thinks Joe Girardi is a good manager. He's smart like that. Is he a binder guy? Of course he is, but he manages his pitchers very well for the most part. But 60 pitches an inning, I mean, I get it. The guy wants to get paid. George said the other day, pay him now, but we know the Mets aren't going to do that. But 60 pitches in the postseason, after this year, next year is it, and you probably don't have Cespedes anymore. After this year, maybe 2016 you have a small chance, and then it's done. That's it. You have the next 2 years. Let's be realistic. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, look at Steven Strasburg, the big deal they made about his innings limits, and like you said, I completely believe with Girardi. You sit him in April.
Yep.
Really, what does April mean? But just get your team together, keep that start that chemistry up again if you have new players. Sit him. But 60 pitches in the postseason from one of your guys that
With the Mets bullpen.
with the Mets bullpen, exactly.
If you had the Yankees bullpen, I mean, it's not a big deal. But
I mean, to be an optimistic Mets fan, look past it. Let him make the best of these 60 pitches. George, just something to say.
If you throw 60 pitches with that bullpen, they're going to lose in like 3 or 4 games.
Without a doubt.
Because if you go to 5 games with the Dodgers, which I think is an awful matchup for them, possibly the worst possible matchup, Greinke and Kershaw are each pitching twice. I hate to say it as a Mets fan, but they're not going to beat them.
And with a
It's
team
not
full
gonna
of
happen.
fastball hitters, too.
yep, you can't. I mean, here's the thing with the Mets bullpen: they're going to be tired, and then if you're tired and then you have to throw the next day, that's impossible. You can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
If Harvey throws 60 pitches, this season's out the window. It's that simple.
We'll see. They're clicking on all cylinders right now, so let them be. They're winning, so
Mets game 1 starter, who should it be? Last night, DeGrom.
Yeah.
DeGrom proves
Yeah.
me it should be DeGrom.
yeah, absolutely. I think DeGrom. Do you pitch Harvey second?
I don't think you pitch Harvey first because
Absolutely
you can't
not.
have you can't have no bullpen in game 2. So I think DeGrom game 1.
Definitely DeGrom, and DeGrom has to pitch at least twice in the series, obviously. And as a Mets fan, I don't even want Harvey
In a
to pitch.
5-game series?
Yeah, definitely. Pitch twice.
Well, with Harvey now, it's not a good idea. Well,
DeGrom.
they're going to go 4-man,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think.
DeGrom, Harvey, Syndergaard. Mets.
I don't even want Harvey to pitch. I'd rather see him shut down than pitch 60 pitches. I think it's a waste.
It is a waste. It is a waste. Would you rather have Harvey throw 4 good innings and then have the bad bullpen in, or would you rather have a guy like Neisser Cologne throw for 6 innings of par baseball?
I don't see it as a waste, though. I mean, he's limited to 60 pitches, whatever. But think of it like Little League baseball. If you're in a championship, if you're in the playoffs, you're going to pitch your best pitcher, even if he has a pitching limit. It's fundamental. You're going to put your best player out there on the field. I don't think you should just shut him down. If he's limited to 60, let him make the best of it. Move on after that.
All right, well, I think when it comes to who should be the first pitcher to pitch in the first game, I honestly think it should be Harvey, because if you lose that first game, say DeGrom throws the first game and you lose that game to Greinke or Kershaw, whichever one throws, right? You have game 2 now. Now you have Harvey throwing 60 pitches.
Right.
Then you're in trouble. Then you go down 0-2 and you're probably not coming back as that. So I think you
What
throw
do you do
Harvey
if it makes
game
it to a
1.
fifth game?
What?
What do you do if it makes it to a 5th game?
Then you have to. All right, let's get to play it by day. But I think if you have, Harvey has to know they have to know what Harvey's going to be doing in the playoffs. Is he going to be throwing 60 pitches, or is he going to be? And we have a caller.
Oh, yeah. Hello, who's this? Hello. Hi,
Hello.
who is this? Jacob, where you from, buddy? New York, what's going on?
Doing good. Jacob, you have a question?
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I
So that was more of a
appreciate
statement. Thank you. Appreciate that.
that. Who is that?
Oh, God. This is Alex pulling a prank on us
It's a
again.
732 number. I was
Oh,
like, New York.
jeez. Oh, jeez. Doing great.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
man.
Alex.
I appreciate it.
Hey, you're doing a great job out there at Brookdale, too, by the way. You're making a good start. Attaboy.
Thank you.
All right.
Well,
Attaboy.
you scrub.
Attaboy.
You're a
Attaboy.
scrub. All right, I'm hanging up on you, so. What a goof.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that's Alex Sella, and Alex Sella can be a little bit of a
That's like the third
riot.
time he's gotten this.
riot. Great guy, though.
All right, moving Burrows. The New York Yankees, well, they're not starting the series tonight. They're probably going to start it tomorrow with the rain out tonight. And this week was a killer. Baltimore came in losing 15 of 18. And they lost 2 out of 3 to Baltimore.
Yeah.
An absolute killer. And now you have Evaldi who's out. And now this 4-game set just became that much bigger.
Yeah. Valdi's a big loss. man's 14-2.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like records, but the last, 9 or so starts, he's had an ERA of under 3.
Exactly, but you got to understand, I being a former pitcher, I go by record because that means you're putting in the innings, you're putting in that work.
Go out that way.
Yeah, go out that way.
Brandon and George are leaving.
Good job, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. See you later.
Anyway, so I think that's a huge loss, but yeah, it was a killer series with the Orioles. I mean, we got to see the one win live, but
Yeah, that was cool.
this 4-game set is really going to define, in my opinion, who is going to make a run in the AL in the playoffs. Because honestly, the Blue Jays are scaring me a little bit,
Oh, yeah. I still think they are.
and a little bit's an understatement.
I think they're, for some reason, I don't know why, I still think they're a little bit overrated. I think it's more of a hot streak because Edwin Encarnacion is going off right now. He's reached base safely in 40 games, and Bautista's finally starting to tee off. Let's be real. Tulowitzki has not done much since he's been on the Blue Jays. And another thing, David Price only throws once every 5th day. So it's not like David Price and Troy Tulowitzki are the saviors of this ball club. If you want me to be honest, I think Toronto goes on this hot streak with or without those two guys.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was actually just looking up Ben Revere. Revere has been a big pickup for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Let me look at this right now. With the Blue Jays, he's batting .323. He has 3 stolen bases, not too bad. He's driven in 6 people for a leadoff guy. He's getting on base. He's got an OBP of 345. He's really producing, solid outfielder. But going on Tulowitzki, no, he may not have been producing at bat, but right now in this league, I would take that guy over anyone at shortstop. A healthy Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop, I will take any day of the week.
Definitely.
Crazy infielder. But, the bat's always there. And again, what does it say in your average column when the postseason starts?
Right.
It says 0.
Right.
Anyone can make a push, so anyone can produce. So, Tulo might, who hasn't been in the has he even been in the playoffs yet?
Yes. 2007, the year they lost to the Red Sox in the World Series.
Okay.
And I think 2009, they lost to the Phillies in 2009. I think that's it, though.
Okay, yeah. So, he hasn't been there in a while, so he's going to be having a lot of fun with this, along with, Josh Donaldson, who has the experience with the A's. They're going to be a great team, I think, and it pains me to say.
Going back to the Yankees, their main problem is that they're an inconsistent ball club. It's that simple.
Yeah.
They have the 3rd best offense in the league because they win games 15-2, and then they lose games 1-0, 2-0, 4 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the numbers, 3rd best offense in the league, 3rd most home runs in the league. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But then they go on these insane cold streaks where they look like the worst team in the league.
Yeah, it's like nothing can click.
I said this back in May and June. I said to people when they were starting to get good, I said, this team does not have an identity. It's September 10th. They do not have an identity. And you can't go into the postseason with no identity. You need to know what you are. It's that simple.
Yeah. Going back to the Mets, they know exactly who they are.
Right.
They are a team that wants to win every game they play, whether it is going to the Braves. They're going to go hard every single time. And the Yankees, I don't know. I feel like it's iffy. Each time they step on the field, I don't know what's going to happen.
The Yankees took that big league for granted, I think. I think they went back. I mean, they are a completely new team, but they're run by the same people. They're run by Cashman and Steinbrenner and Girardi. Even though you have 4 people from the 2009 World Series team on this year's squad, you have that Yankee mentality where you say to yourself, we are the most successful franchise in sports history, and we expect a win. Yeah. The Mets, the difference between what going back to what you were saying, they want to win because I don't think they fully expect to win. And they have that motivational push. When you are on a suffering ball club, you feel like Matt Harvey feels like he hasn't been in the postseason for 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
And think about David Wright, who legitimately hasn't made it. When you're on these struggling ball clubs, even the Cubs, Chris Bryant and Rizzo, they're 22, 25-year-old guys, but they feel like they haven't won a World Series in 100-plus years. The Yankees, when you join the Yankees, you don't feel like that because you expect to win. And I think that's their problem. They obviously want to win, but when you expect it and have it granted and think it's going to get handed to you, heads up.
Yeah, I mean, a ball club isn't just its players and coaches. It's the fans too. And what I can see from the Mets as a whole, the Mets are the players, but they're the fans too. The fans are backing them. The fans are going with them to the playoffs. The Cubs too. Cubs haven't seen it in a while. They have a team, and they're rising to the occasion. They're going to selling out the stadium, and Yankee fans are we're both Yankee fans. We're loyal. But we're loyal to a team that we know can win. This team can win, but they're just not showing us.
Exactly.
Understand what I'm saying?
I agree. Something that I have to bring up, and it stinks that we have to bring it up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, September 11th, and it's 14. It's hard to believe that it's been that long already. It's been 14 years since the Twin Towers went down, and the Pentagon got hit, and United 93 went down, and it's a tough subject to talk about because I lost a family member in the attacks, and I know a lot of people who were there. My dad was working 2 blocks away from it, and he stayed in his office for 3 straight days. He had to miss my birthday the next day. But it's times like this where, I'm going to bring it back to the sports thing. Last year, before this show got started, I did a podcast where I counted down my 5 favorite moments where America was hurt and sports came to bring the country back to life, essentially. And I ranked Mike Piazza's home run number 1.
Oh, that was great.
Unbelievable.
That was great. We were both 6 years old when that happened, and I still remember that.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. But
we just want to send our condolences to anyone listening who has family members that have lost. I know my friend Amanda's listening. Her uncle Lance, passed away because of 9/11. So, it's something you carry with you, and even to this day you'll carry it to your grave if you have someone that's lost or someone that was affected by the 9/11 attacks. It's a hard hit, but we bounce back from it, and sports is a great way. To bounce back from it, to ease the mind, and to really show the American spirit and, what a country can do in times of distress.
It is. It's funny how sports really have to take what we watch every day. We watch ESPN every day. It kind of has to take a back seat to tomorrow, 14 years tomorrow, and there are going to be a lot of mourning people tomorrow. I know. I have family who's going to mourn tomorrow. I'm going to be mourning tomorrow. So it's a tough day, but this is why sports are great. Because sports are magical. It's more than a hobby. It's more than entertainment. It's literally a lifestyle. And let's be real, sports are what brings us back on our feet sometimes.
Sports is what we do right now, what we want to do right now. It's a passion. It's a lifestyle. It's everything to us. So, sports is a great way not only to have fun, but to also care for one another and to join people together when, times aren't as good.
Tough to do a segue after that, but this is Ryan Morick and Scott Thompson on WRPR 90.3, The Beast of the East. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back with our Beast of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
After this.
Hey, this is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers from Rad. I'm here to remind you that drunk drivers are still a major killer of young adults in this country. So always choose a designated driver. And remember, music lives. You should too.
We have a minute and a half.
I know. Do it quick. See? I told you. Dun, 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 dun.
Here we go.
Beast of the Week, baby.
Oh, my God.
It's our first one.
Dun, 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 dun.
Woo!
You want me to start?
Yeah, you want to start off? Go ahead.
Hold on, I gotta explain to the people what this is.
Oh.
So, since our show is Beasts of the East, we decided to say to ourselves, we're probably gonna do this every Monday.
Yeah.
Not on. Our show is, by the way, Mondays and Wednesdays, not Mondays and Thursdays. So don't get used to the Thursday time slot. But Mondays and Wednesdays, we're going to have Beasts of the Week. Basically, we just pick who was the beast for the previous week every Monday. This week, I'm going Yoenis Cespedes. We said before, NL MVP without the whole trading, the whole, We said it before, and we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to ramble really quickly. We have about 35 seconds or so. Yoenis Cespedes is my Beast of the Week.
My Beast of the Week, I'm going to go with Ohio State's halfback, wide receiver, phenom, Braxton Miller, 6 carries for 62 yards this opening game this past week. Sorry, yeah, we're going quick. He had 2 catches for 78 yards, and let's not forget about his crazy run in the third quarter, hitting the B button, stunning everyone. This Ohio State team looks great, and Braxton Miller is definitely.
Did you watch the sports science on that spin move?
Yeah, it was great.
Pretty sick.
Love John Brinkus. Shout out to John Brinkus.
Pretty sick.
You know what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the debut show of Beasts of the East. Ryan Morgan, Scott Thompson, thank you for tuning in.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Did you have fun?
Yeah, we had
Welcome
fun.
to the squad.
Woo!
We gotta go to class, man.
Yeah, we gotta go to class.
We have
Oh, well.
class.
It happens.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Great show. Tune back in on Monday at 6 o'clock. Reminder, the show is Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 to 7, not Mondays and Thursdays. We only did it because we know the technical difficulties. I'm not going to get into that because it's annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 7. It is not goodbye. It'll see you later. See you on Monday. Take care, everybody.
Let's get to class. We gotta go.